Olá, meu nome é Zia ou Zaya. Estou de volta neste quinta-feira maravilhoso e voltar com mais novidade The Wife. Hey guys, so I am back again, and this week I'm going to break it down into two videos. So I'm going to do the three that I initially do, so it's going to be 37, 38, 39, and then 40 is going to be on its own. This week was a whole lot of mess. A manyala, like no, it was a manyala. That was literally how it was, especially episode 40. It should have just been kept and not given to us. But yeah, let me just get started with this video. So it opens up with episode 37, and it is the walls are closing in. So it picks up from where it left off last week with Mandisa getting almost killed. So Nkosana is still strangling her, and everyone's trying to get his hands off of her. So they finally do, and then Ngomba's just like to Mandisa, balega magandumiso. So she runs, like she doesn't even waste time. She runs, she gets in the car, and she drives off. And then the commissioner is just like, what was that? You guys called me here and were supposed to give me my money, and now I am witnessing something that almost happened. Like I'm witnessing an attempted murder. I'm gonna arrest all of you guys for that. And he's just like done with them, so he walks out. And now the brothers are left alone. So Mkhele is not there as before. Now they're bickering back and forth. They're going back and forth amongst each other because Mandisa burnt 80 million and this is Ngoba's person. So they're like, where are we gonna get this money from? Nkosana is distraught. Like his world literally just ended because now they can't get Za out. So Ngoba Kawe leaves, and then it goes to Hlomu and Mkhele, and they're in the bedroom, so they are both not sleeping. Hlomu is laying down, and then Mkhele is just like sitting up, and he has his head against the headboard. So he calls her and she doesn't answer him. He calls her again, she doesn't answer again, and she's pretending to be asleep. So he gets closer and he touches her, like he moves her just a little bit. She still doesn't answer him, and then he gives up. And then when he does, she opens her eyes, and I don't know what she's feeling at that moment. Like at this point, I don't know how Hlomu is thinking, or what she's thinking, or what she's gonna do. But yeah, and then it goes to the brothers again, and they are still at the tavern. And then Kawe asks Ngoba where Mandisa could possibly be, because they are searching for her now. They need to find her. But like, I don't know, finding her, what that's gonna do. Like killing her is not gonna give them the 80 million also. So he's just like asking where she is, and Ngoba's just like, I don't know, she's not answering her phone. Like, yeah, she just left. And they're not finding her. Like, they're not finding her at all. Nkosana is just like, I don't get how Mandisa could do something like this. Like, he doesn't understand. We all don't understand why she would do it. Like, yes, Ngoba cheated on her, but like the money was not Ngoba's money for her to burn. So Nkosana says Mandisa is Stalegiso Lagule family, and as he's saying that, Ngoba gets a voicemail from Balisa, and she's the voicemail that she left him. So everyone asks him, like, what's that? Is that Mandisa? And he's like, no, it's Upalisa. And then Nkosana's just like, you know what? You need to find these women. You need to find Mandisa and you need to find Balisa so we can deal with this before Balisa tells her husband. So everyone's like, okay, agreed. They stand up and they leave. And then it goes back to Mkhele and Hlomu. Mkhele is doing something romantic for Hlomu. At this point, she doesn't deserve Jack. She doesn't deserve anything nice done for her. So surprises Hlomu, and he has his hands over her eyes so she doesn't see. So he's walking her to the bathroom, and he opens up her eyes by the door, and when she looks, it's like a trail of rose petals going to the bathtub. So she's just like, what is this? And he's like, oh no, I just thought I would like treat you like gangani, like show you how much I love you and treat you right, so you can have that soft life. Yeah, he says that, soft life. So she doesn't seem happy at all. She doesn't seem, no. So Mkhole's just like, you don't like it? And she's like, no, I like it. It's just that I'm surprised. And it's like, yeah, I just wanted to show you how much I love you and I appreciate you. And I was also thinking that we should go to a game reserve. So she's just like, game reserve for what? It's like, no, just to go and watch the animals, the lions, and yeah, Big Five, stuff like that. And she's like, okay. And then he's like, also, I think we should go to Cape Town. So she's like reluctant about that. When he said Cape Town, she was very reluctant about that. She's like, why? And he's like, no, I'm sure we never had Leento Leana. He doesn't even know what to say. Like we didn't have a honeymoon. So I was thinking that we could do that and stay in Cape Town for a week. And she's just like, I don't think that is necessary. So she shuts it down like immediately. So he tries to like talk to her and convince her that they should do it. So as they're having this conversation, Kawe comes in and he stops by the door of the bathroom and is like, Mkhele's like, ding, I'm fit. And because it's just like, what are you doing here? He's like, no, we need to talk. I'm sorry to disturb, but we need you. And then he's like, okay. So he gives Hlomu a kiss and he walks away. And like, at this point, I'm just like, why is Hlomu in this marriage? Like, especially with all the things that are gonna unfold as the episodes go on. But like, yeah, she doesn't seem like she's into it anymore. So if you're not into it, sis, then just like walk away. So I think that is the best thing for her to do. So yeah, it moves to Nkosana and he's on the phone with the commissioner and he's apologizing about what happened yesterday and he's trying to find a way forward. So the commissioner's just like, what happened yesterday, I'm not for it. You guys, you almost killed a person and I was there to witness it. So all I want is my money. Like, that's all I need and I want my money tomorrow. So as Nkosana is trying to negotiate with him on the phone, he just like hangs up on him. Then it moves on to Mandisa's house and Ngoba is calling, I don't know if it's Mandisa's aunt or whatever it is. So she answers the phone and Ngoba's asking, where's Mandisa? So she's just like, don't tell me you guys had a fight or that you hit her, because if you did, then I'll sue you. So Ngoba's just like, dude, I'm not looking for that. I wouldn't do that even. I'm just trying to find her. And then she just starts going on and Ngoba just hangs up on him, on her. And then it goes to the brothers again. And they just came back from looking for Umandisa and they can't find her. So they're at the house and now they're telling Butamdala, we can't find her. We literally looked for her everywhere. We don't know where she is. But yeah, we're going to keep on searching. So you can see that Nkosana's world is literally just like diminishing. Like it's just like disappearing little by little. Every bad news that he's getting about Mandisa not being found is just like making it like harder for him to cope with what Mandisa did. So the brothers leave him and he moves and he looks at the portrait that's by the foyer, Yagaza, and like the pain on his face, like you can tell like he's just like thinking, I'm not going to be able to get her out. Like I promised I would, but like, yeah, so his face is just like pain, like you can see the pain in his face. And then it moves from him and it goes to Mandisa. Goes to Mandisa and she is meeting up with Balesa. So she's waiting for her. So Balesa arrives and she parks her car and she walks to Mandisa's window. And she's like, what do you want? So Mandisa is like, you need to get in the car because the Zulu brothers might just find us and it's not safe to be talking out in the open. And she's like, girl, I don't have time for this. Like, I don't care about the Zulu brothers. And she's like, well, we have that in common because I also don't. But I have information. And Alisa's like, what kind of information? So she's intrigued. And she's like, get in the car so I can tell you because it's not safe here. And then you can see that she's doubting, but then she finally gets in the car. And then they drive off. Then it ends, it ends like that. And then it goes to episode 38, which is a rude awakening. So someone's getting a rude awakening. So it opens up with the brothers and they are drinking at Ngoba's tavern and they trying to put their heads together on how to find Mandisa and Balesa and how they even gonna get Za out. So they're trying to come up with a plan on how to find her, and yeah, what they're gonna do if they find her, when they find her, and what's gonna happen with the whole Zar thing. Like, how are they gonna get her out? And then Nkele suggests that they have to go out again and look for them, and they have to be very careful because they might just go to jail or be killed. So this is a very sensitive matter, and it has to be handled as such. So it moves from them and it goes to Mandisa, and she's at the Zulu house. She's at the Zulu mansion. She drives in, she parks her car by the door, and she walks in. She walks in like she owns the place. She is just like singing, and she's like, oh, bazo Mandisa uyangcola. And she walks in, she's like, Hlomu. So she's looking for Hlomu, and I remember the scene, but like in the book it didn't happen like this. But anyways, she's looking for Hlomu, and she walks to Hlomu's door, and she opens it. Hlomu's still sleeping, so she goes and she opens the window. She's like, wake up. So Hlomu's like, hi Mandisa, like, dude, why are you waking me up from my sleep? So she's like, wake up, I have a surprise for you. So Hlomu's just like, yo, why am I in such a good mood? Like, she's in a good mood. She's even eating a lollipop, guys. She is not stressed at all about what she did yesterday, about what she did. Like, nothing is stressing this girl. So Hlomu's just like, yo, why are you so energized? And we were looking for you. Like, we've been looking for you everywhere. Where have you been? And she's like, really? She's like, yeah, like, we were all just worried. Auntie, they were worried. And she's like, yes. She's like, oh, okay, that's nice. Well, why don't you just give them a call and let them know that I'm here, that you found me, and you will get a reward. I'm just like, the sarcasm. So they walk out, and Hlomu's just busy complaining about how she's just like tired, she wants to sleep. So Mandisa's like, Anna, come, I have a surprise for you at the car, like when you see it, yo. So Hlomu's like, yo, Mandisa ngiyazela, like, I literally just want to go sleep. And then Mandisa's like, okay, are you ready? And Hlomu's like, yeah, I'm ready. And then she's like, 1, 2, 3. Woody! She opens the boot. Balisa's body, dead. A whole Woody! Like, Hlomu turns away. Like, she turns away as if she didn't see it. She's already seen it, and she's kind of like an accomplice already. So she turns away because of shock. She's just like, ah! And Mandisa is just like smiling at Hlomu, like, dude, you should not be scared of this. Like, this is the life of this family. So it goes back to them again, and Hlomu's just like, what is this? She's like, the things that happen in this family. This is what happens in this family. We deal with bodies, and yeah, I just had to take care of her. And then she's like to Hlomu, help me take her inside the house. Hlomu's like, no, ma'am, no. She's like, help me take her inside the house. She's like, no, Mandisa. Hlomu tries to walk away. Mandisa holds her. He's like, Hlomu, help me get her inside the house. Hlomu's like, no. She takes out a gun. She's like, help me take her in the house. Yo, guys, what? I'm just like, Mandisa, why are you traumatizing my Hlomu like this? Like, she's not used to this gangster life. So anyways, Hlomu helps her. They pick up the body and they take it inside the house by the door. So, dead body, heavy. So they drop it by the door, and Mandisa's like, okay, get it in. Hlomu's just like, Atim don't say. So Hlomu now is dragging this body. Luckily there's a blanket, so she's just like dragging this body. And they go to a bedroom downstairs, and she opens it. I think it's Ngoba's bedroom. So they open it because she had the key. They open it, they get inside, and she's like, you need to get used to what happens in this family. I am the one who cleans their money. I am the one who has to deal with dead bodies. So she's basically revealing secrets about the family that Hlomu doesn't know. Hlomu has been shielded from the shenanigans of this family. So Mandisa's just like offloading on her, telling her what it is. And they drag the body and they put it in the tub. So they sit down. Balisa has an object in her eye. I don't know what it is. So they're sitting down. Hlomu's sitting on the bed. She is traumatized. Mandisa's sitting on the floor. She's just like, I don't know what it is with men. Like they literally cheat on you with anything. Like they go to not the prettiest girl. They change you with not even the prettiest girl. Atibegalo, basically referring to Balesa. And she's like, I don't know what it is with Umdwam. I do everything for him and his family. So, like, what does he want? Like, what else does he want? And then they treat me the way that they treat me. They treat me like Igaka Mina, where I do everything and you are just treated so nicely. And there's a part that she said, actually, when they were standing by the door, by the car, when she opened the thingy, she was like to Matlom, she referred to Matlom as Brooke Logan from Bold and the Beautiful. She was like, you think this is Bold and the Beautiful and you're Brooke Logan, you're waiting for Ridge to come and save you. In my head, I'm just thinking, well, she has been acting like Brooke when it comes to how she's been moving with her vagina. But anyways, there's a story for later on. So as they are having this conversation, the boys come back in the house. They see Mandisa's car and they're just like, yeah, she's here. Mandisa, they're calling her. No answer. And then Ngoba finds them first. So they're in, I guess it's their bedroom. So Ngoba finds them first and he's like, Mandisa. And then he goes to the bathroom. He sees the body. And he's just like, what did you do? And she just sits and she keeps quiet and she says nothing. And then Kawe walks in with Ngoba and he's just like, what is this? And then he looks at Mahlomu and he asks her, he's like, are you okay? Like, are you fine? She is just like traumatized. She doesn't even say anything. She just keeps quiet. So he walks away. Ngoba's just like, call the brothers and let them know that she's here. So Kawe goes outside. He goes, looks for Mkele. He finds him and it's just like, yo. So Mkele goes in and he sees Mahlomu on the bed and sees the body. And then he just goes to her, it's next to her, and then I mean, this is not something that she's used to, that she has been used to in the past. No, this is very new to her. So Kule is comforting her, and Kosana comes in the bathroom, and he's just like, you killed her, to Balisa, and to Mandisa, and she's like, yeah. And then he draws out his gun, points it at her. Ngoba shields Mandisa, and she's like, shoot me, like, Dudu. What are you gonna do? Referring to Mahlomu, to clean your money and bury the bodies. Is that what you're gonna do when you kill me? When you get rid of me, is that what you're gonna do? Is she gonna do it? Is she gonna get her hands dirty? And you can see nobody wants Mahlomu involved in this business at all. So Kasana's just like pointing. As he's still pointing the gun at Mandisa, Langa is coming into the house. So he's just like, he's being his usual self, Langa. And as he's just by the foyer, Sambulo comes to him and he's just like, what are you doing here? And he's like, and someone's just like, yeah. It's like, yeah. And then he's like, okay, wait here, I'll go and call her. So Langa's just like, okay. And he goes to the bedroom and he's like, yo, we have a problem, we have a situation here, Langa is here. So Mahlomu is just like, Langa. And she stands up. She goes and she attends to her brother. So as she goes to Ulanga, Mandisa is screaming to Nkosana, Ngidubule, like, shoot me. So Mahlomu gets to Langa and is like, let's go talk on the side. So they go to the side and she's like, what are you doing here? So Langa's like, I'm here to see you. I want us to go out for breakfast. And she's like, no, it's not a good time. And he's like, why? What's going on? It's like, yo, me and Kela are just going through some things. So right now it's not a good time. So he's like, okay. And then she just leaves him there. Really? She doesn't even walk him to the door? So Zambulo walks him to the door, and then Langa's just like, yo, bodyguard, like, dude, like, give me space. And he's just like shook, like, what's going on in this house? So he leaves, and Mahlomu goes back to the bedroom, and she sits where she was sitting next to him. Kale has her next to him, and it goes to Kawe and Nkosana, and Kawe is telling Nkosana how they're going to dispose of the body. So he called the cleaning crew. I didn't even know they had a cleaning crew. So he called the cleaning crew, and they said acid is the best way to dispose of the body. So Nkosana's just like, thank you to Kawe. As he's thanking him, the gate bell rings, and they just like, who's that? So Nkosana's just like, thank you for all the work that you've done. I'm so proud of you for being like, for standing up basically and doing all the work that you've done. And Kawe's just like, no problem, don't thank me, and I'll take care of whoever is by the gate. So Nkosana walks away, and then Kawe opens the door. When he opens the door, it's the commissioner. Commissioner's there to see Nkosana. So Kawe calls Nkosana and tells him that Commissioner's here and he wants to see you. So everyone's just like, can we just tell him that we are still trying to find a way to come up with the money? And Nkosana's like, no, it's fine, I'll deal with him. So Nkosana goes to the commissioner, and the commissioner is just like, before he speaks, Nkosana's just like, I am still trying to figure out a way to come up with your money. And he's like, no, I'm not here for that. So Nkosana's just like, oh, okay. And I'm here because of my wife, Balisa. So Nkosana's just like, Balisa's in the room. Balisa's here. But yeah, he keeps quiet and like, yeah, Balisa, she is missing. Nkosana's like, maybe she just went out with some friends and her battery died. And he's like, no, that's not like my wife. She would have told me. And I know you're a man, oyenza izinto ezingekho ziyenzakala. So Nkosana's just like, okay. And he's like, I need you to help me find her. I need you to help me find her. And if you help me find her, then I will help you get your wife back. When he says, please help me find her, I'm just like, oh, freaking Mandisa! Again! She's dead. She's dead. So he's like, I need you to help me find her. So if you find her, I'm going to give you your wife and I get mine. Fair trade. And I'm just like, damn. Nkosana's screwed. Za is not coming out of prison. Ever. Because Balisa is dead. So are they going to give the commissioner a dead Balisa? He's going to probably think that they did it. Which they did, but they didn't. Mandisa did it. But anyways, he's not going to rationalize it even if they give him the body. So, and before he comes back in the bedroom, Mandisa and Mkhele are going back and forth. And she's just basically saying Nkosana should be back by now. Like, what's taking him so long? He should be back by now. Someone should just like go to the commissioner and tell him that he will get his money. So Mkhele is just like, he would have gotten his money, but you decided to burn it. And then she's like, so Mkhele is just like in front of Hlomu now, like he's kneeling in front of her, and he's just like rubbing her hands. And then he says to everyone else that Hlomu shouldn't be here. And then man is just like, Jani, why are you babying this girl? Like, why are you babying her? Because if you don't want her to be here, then you shouldn't have married you. You should have married Ida Biako. I was God, guys, when she said that. You should have married Ida Biako because you are the biggest criminal. Like, you're a hardcore criminal. Then she shouldn't be here. Because now she's subjected to this family life because she's married to a criminal. She has to adapt. But if you don't want her to be in this family, you shouldn't have married her. Baby boy. No, basically that's what she's saying. She's just like, you should have married Dabiako, not her, who is a softie, because baby girl, she can't take this. But anyways, Nkosana comes in and he's just like, the commissioner says he doesn't want the money. He made a deal with me, and the deal was I have to find his wife, and he will get Za out. But that's not gonna happen because his wife, Nang Lapudandalel, Mandisa's face. If your car was just like Mandisa. Again, if they could, at that moment, I feel like everybody would have killed Mandisa again. So Nkosana's just like, yeah, I guess Za is never coming out of prison. And then he walks away. And then Hlomu looks at Mkhele. And they look at each other. And then it goes, it's nighttime now, it goes to the brothers, all of them in the car. And they're going to some place. They drive to the gate and the guard opens the gate. So the guard opens the gate and then he comes closer to the car. And then Kawe is the one driving. And then he hands him the money. And he's basically like, you know what to do. And they drive in. As they drive in, freaking Majola brothers are following them. What? I am so tired of these boys. Do they have a life? Do they have girlfriends? Wives? Abapasana nabo? Something. Abahlekisana nabo? I don't know. But yeah, they are following them. So they're just like looking at what is going on. What are the Zulu brothers doing there? So you can't see what's happening yet. So they drive in, they park the car, and then they open the boot and they drag the body out. They drag the body out and they drop it on the ground. When they drop it on the ground, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is the cleaning crew or whatever. No. Freaking Faragis come. Pigs just swarm to the body. Like pigs just swarm to the body and they start eating. So I guess that's how they're going to dispose of her body. The Majolo brothers are watching the whole time. I don't know if they're seeing the whole thing happening, play out. I don't know if they are in a position where they can see what's happening inside. But yeah, they are still outside and they're watching what's going on. And they stay for a little bit. It's not even like a minute. Yeah, they stay for like a minute and then they get in the car and they drive off. And it ends there. Then it goes to episode 39, which is Chickens Came to Roost. Somebody's getting theirs. We don't know who, but somebody's getting theirs. So yeah, chickens came to roost and it opens up with Hlomu, and she is in the bedroom and she's looking for her watch. The watch that Mkhele bought her. So she's looking everywhere, she's looking, and she's just like, she can't find it. So Mkhele comes in while she's looking and he's like to her, what are you looking for? And she doesn't want to answer. So she goes and she looks again and she's like, oh, I thought I put a chair. And then he's like, what are you looking for? Maybe I can help you. And she's just like, I'm looking for my watch. And Mkhele's just like, I hope you're not talking about that watch that I got you. And she's like, oh, maybe I left it in the car. And then Mkhele's just like, you better find it because that watch is a symbol of our love. And yeah. Kawe and Nkosana and Ngoba, and Nkosana is on the sofa and he is drunk, guys. Like, it's so early in the morning, like so yeah, he's drinking, he's drunk, and he's just like asking Kawe for another beer. So Sambula comes and he sits down. Ngoba is outside and he's just like, Booty, the taxi association is in shambles because you haven't been there for 2 days and they need to talk to you. And he's just like, you talk to them. Like, you can tell he's not even worried about life right now. At this point, he just wants to drown his sorrows and forget about everything else. And whenever he is sober again, he will think about it. But he's just like, you deal with it. And he's like, the taxi association needs the chairman. He's like, hey, Sambulo, you deal with it. And then says to Kawe, give me a beer. And Kawe's just like, beers are finished. And he's like, nigeze yako. So Kawe is just like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Like, everyone's just like shook. Like, they've never seen him like that. Like, Nkosana is the man of the house. Like, he is the strong one. And he's the strong one for everybody. So Kawe gives him the beer, and they just like looking at each other because they just like shook what's going on. And then it goes to my Hlomu, and she's at work. Wintle is on the phone and she's chasing a story. So my Hlomu is sitting by her desk, and then she gets a text. The text says, meet me at my place, I think at 11. It wasn't very clear. And then she starts packing her stuff, like she is, like there's like a shock face, or I don't know what it is, but yeah, it says that. And then she stands up and she walks away. As she's walking away, Wintler's like, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going out. And then Wintler's like, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going home. And then she walks away, and Wintler's just like, oh, Hlomza. Journalists like to ask questions, but they never want to answer questions themselves. So anyways, it moves from them and it goes to Nkosana again. He is still drunk, and he's sitting by a chair and by the passage. So Kala's just like, are you okay? Like, do you want me, have you eaten anything? And he's like, no. It's like, do you want me to make you anything? And he's like, no, give me alcohol. That's all I want. I want beer. That's all I want. And Kawa goes to the fridge and he gets the beer, and Sambala's just like, yo, I've never seen this one. Maybe I should roll him a joint and see how he reacts. So he laughs, and everyone's just like looking at him like, this is not the time. And he's like, no, it's just a joke, guys. And they're just like, we need to fix this. We need to come up with something. We need to do something, because this cannot be it. This is not him. And then it goes to Sandile, and he's at his house and he's singing and he's eating. Doesn't clearly come down like he's 007 from wherever. Like, he has a harness and he's just coming down outside the window, so we can see him outside the sliding door. What is this? Stand man. So he comes down and the sliding door is slightly open. So he gets in. He's also just like in a good mood. He starts like singing. So he's like, mshaywe sing. Dokotela wabantwana. So Sandile just like, Zulu, what are you doing here? And then he comes closer and he sits on he takes out his gun. So he's just like, Sandile's just like, whoa. And he sits down. And he takes his plate, he reaches for his plate, and he eats the first spoon. He's like, I will shy bot. And then he takes a bite of the meat. And then he's like to him, Sakbongel. Hi, Sakbongel. So suddenly it's just like, what is going on? And he's like, Upet ukulala nomngami. Now bekushaye isandla 7 years yonke. Sandile's face. And he's like, Zulu, angimthintanga uMahlomu. Angimthintanga uMahlomu. I'm just like, oh, now you know, Gusi, Zulu exists. He knows that Mahlomu is married. During that time, he did not know that she was married. You did not know that her man is crazy. So he says that. And then Kale continues eating, and he's so Sandile stands up and he goes and he gets the bucket, and then he comes out and he stands by the door, and Kale's like, Puma. And he's just like, I didn't touch Mahlomu, Zulu. Angimthintanga uMahlomu. Ah, kunjalo. Masobona madoda wakhona. You should have thought about that, Sandile. You should have thought about that before you slept with Mahlomu. You should have thought that her man is crazy. He is a psycho. So they get outside, and Mkhala's like, I beg. When he gets outside, he sees a noose hanging. So I guess that's what he was doing when he was on the harness. He was hanging the noose. So Sandile's just like, Zulu, angimthintanga uMahlomu. Mkhale ati, put the bucket down and get on it. Yo. Cha-cha. That's what you get for sleeping with people's wives. And he's just like, no. He gets on the bucket, but he's just like, no. He's not putting the noose around his head. Ati, it's either siqeda manje. it's your choice. Or I could just go ngiyoguma or your 2 sisters and your brother, and then come back ngqedeng. Sandile, at that point, you can tell he wants to cry. 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 I'm just like, like. So in my head, I'm thinking, so Sandile and Hlomu have been sleeping together. So that wasn't the once. It wasn't once. It was like a continuous thing. I don't know. Like at this point, when he said, "You busy sleeping with my wife," like, is it like a continuous thing? Clearly, because she left her watch there. Unless she left her watch there on that day. But I don't think she has been there. Yeah, no, she hasn't been there because it happened. Yeah, no, I don't know. At this point, I'm just very confused. But Sandile is refusing to put the noose around him. So when he says that, it's like, it's between you and your family, so choose. You have a choice. And then he puts the noose around his head, and he's just like, Zulu, I didn't touch Hlomu. And as he's begging for his life, like Mkhele is not even like he's not even like phased. So Sandile's busy begging for his life, and Mkhele is like, relax, like, relax. I'm like, this guy, the crazy. He's like, relax, like, relax your body. Don't be tense. Like, relax your fingers. As he's saying this, Sandile is busy begging him. As he's busy begging him, he kicks the bucket, guys. Like, he kicks the bucket like it's nothing. Kicks the bucket from under his feet. And yeah, Sandile is hanging there. Like, he's just like, yeah. And Mkhele turns around and lights his cigarettes. Like, he's not just killing a man behind him. Like it's nothing. So Sandile is kicking, and Mkhele is just like smoking. And he starts singing. Your papa njalo when you are greener. Yes! Uya papa! You should have stayed away from Hlomu. The first time that you met this man, his brothers beat you, and he literally chased you out of your then girlfriend's house or your shared apartment. But then you go and you sleep with his wife. Now she's not just a girlfriend, she is the wife. So if someone could do that to someone who's just a girlfriend, what would he do to you when you are sleeping with his wife? Now she's his wife. She somewhat belongs to him. Well, to him. He thinks she belongs to him and no one else. So yeah, he sings that song, and yeah, Sandile dies there, and Mkhele leaves. So he goes back to the brothers at the house, and Sambula's like, why are they busy crying about money when they know how to make money? This is their thing. Like, making money is their thing. So they need to just come up with something to make the money. And Kawa's like, yes, we need to. Ngoba's like, why don't we hit up a gold facility there, and yeah, we can sell it in the black market. And Kawa's like, yeah, that's a good idea, but we need time to plan something like that. And then Nkosana's like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. And everyone's like, no, it could work. And Nkosana's like, no, it's not gonna work. We need to come up with something else, but that is just not it. So Kawe walks away, and then it goes to Hlomu, and she walks into Sandile's house. So I don't know if Sandile said the door's gonna be open or she has a key, guys. Like, so she walks in. As she's walking in, she looks outside. Sandile is there. She runs. She's like screaming in shock. So she runs there, and she's just like looking at him, and yeah, she's just like, she can't touch him. Yeah. And as she walks away from him, she sees the plate that he was eating, and then she sees a cigarette. I think he left it on purpose. No, not I think. I know he left it on purpose because he probably knew that she was gonna come there. So she sees the cigarette, and then she walks out. She runs out. It's not even walk out. She runs out. And she closes the door, and then she goes home. So when she gets home, she gets into the bedroom, and Mkhele is waiting for her. So calm, guys, so calm. He's waiting for her by the window. He's smoking. And she looks at him, and then he walks to her a little bit, and then she sees, she looks at the table there, and the small table has her watch on it. I was just like, dead. You are dead. But yeah, he wouldn't kill her. So she sees the watch, she drops her bag, and then she hits the small table, and she goes for him and she starts hitting him on his chest. She just like hits him and she hits him and she hits him, and then he holds her and he's like, nakutshela ukuthi akekho umuntu ozohlukanisa. And then he leaves her. She walks away. At that time when she was fighting him, her wig came off. Why don't you secure the wigs, girls? Secure the wigs. Okay, I don't have a wig on. But I know with my friends, they're always saying, secure the wig, secure. So yeah, her and Mandisa not securing the wigs. So yeah, she walks away from him, and he's just like, Mkhele again. And then he lights a cigarette, and yeah, he goes about his day like nothing happened. And it goes to the brothers, and they are having a meeting. So Nkosana is clean. Putumdala, back to his normal self. Yes, now we can eye him and yeah, and drool over him, whatever. So yeah, he's looking like himself. He's looking clean, sharp, like his usual. And he's like, guys, what we are about to do is very important. It needs all of us, and that's why Nziga and Gotri are also here. So I don't know what the plan is. He's like, this needs us to be very careful. It needs us to move with diligence, and we have to do it soon. And he's just like, Kawe, is everything set? Kawe's like, yeah. Kawe's very skeptical about this. So he's like, yeah, but this is gonna be, it's a very sensitive job. This job is very sensitive, and it requires a lot of planning and a lot of focus, and we are also gonna need stuff when we get there. So they're talking in codes. They're not trying to give out what it is exactly that they're going to be doing. So Nkosana's like, is it doable though? It's like, yeah. So he's like, okay guys, we need to get this done. And then Ngoba's like, okay, let's pray and go to sleep so that we can be ready for it tomorrow. Like, I'm like, you guys pray? Since when? When Nziga and Mbande didn't know how to pray? Like, do you only know God when he needs you to help him, when you need him to help you out of situations? But but anyways, they come together and Nkosana prays for them, and it ends there. So just a recap on these 3 episodes, episode 37, 38, 39. I really thought that we're gonna see a change or a growth or movement in Hlomu and Mkhele's relationship, and they were gonna get back to somewhat normal, but like it seems like the relationship is just drifting further away. So Mandisa killed Balesa, which was great because Balesa was gonna sing to her husband, but it also wasn't great because it took away the legal way of getting Zar out of jail. So yeah, Mandisa really effed up this one. Like she fumbled everything for everybody, not just the bag. She fumbled everything. So yeah, that, and Mahlomu says, I guess now she's gonna be like Mandisa. I don't know, but no one has treated her unfairly like Mandisa has. It's only her husband that she has an issue with. But her seeing the body and her seeing Sandile, I don't think that she needs to deal with all of that. Like, she needs to deal with all of that trauma, and I think she's not going to deal with it in the right way. She's going to do things that are messed up, just like how she dealt with the loss of her baby. Yeah, like, hurt people. But Sandile had, I'm actually happy that Sandile's gone. Like, yeah, no, like, we don't have to deal with him again. What I can say is the show is really turning Hlomu into something that she's not. The book is, yes, it's inspired by, but like, can you at least keep some of the elements of the book that are very important, that make up the essence of the person or the characters. But yeah, that was how episode 36, 37, 38 and 39 went. It was just like a whole lot of planning to figure out how to get Za out of jail with the money gone now. And if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below. Also subscribe and get your bell notifications on for my next video. Also, don't forget to share it with your friends. I'm gonna do part 2, which is the episode 40 alone. So thank you guys for watching.